psychodrama, too much for the industry to handle.
himself in the shit that they can't get out of. Fucking up, here go the flux. A display of lyrics and patents and rhythms by Side and Young Buck. For viewers' discretion, it's only factual, non-fiction, homie. The rule of the thumb sticking out, cause you know me. Federal, pimp lock the block, you can't hold me. Situation getting heavy, ammo get low, need my homie, what's up? Well, your homie right on you, you know from the fire. Go up on these bitches, as devious as we gon' get on this shit. Let's talk, let's not sit on this shit. We the shit on this shit, they just spit on this shit. So much psychodramatic, havoc, get this bit crazy, the range with it, this shit. Buck inside is the physicist. Belligerent, feel it, cause we ignorant. Nigga, y'all in it, the flux is the subject of weight and adrenaline, the feel of bitch. Side the medic, buck the relic, and drama that did it to him once again. The chance that you get, change to your face, and the blood to the covers, undisputed bitch. And again, to the end of the pen, be worse than this sin against men. I'm feeling fenced in, from birth saw the light of the earth, and I've been fucked up since then. This fusion, clenching, the might get a bitch contusions. It's two of Chicago's fucking gruesome.
Ha ha! What up, Taco Crew? We are gonna try something different today. Thank you guys for joining me. Come on, let's get it. What is going on, everybody? My name is Jesse, aka your very own one and only Chi-Town Smart, and ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to very simply go over the latest wrestling news that we all have on our favorite wrestling feeds right now. I got a few websites pulled up right now in front of me right here. As a matter of fact, I'm going to reposition these a little bit because I kind of want them right there. There we go. And we're going to randomly pull up a few of these stories that have come up today, maybe one yesterday. Here are a couple of the kickers, though. I haven't seen any of these news articles. This is gonna be just a straight up reaction. We're gonna get this stuff, and we're gonna get it together. All right. I'm gonna pull it up. Well, I need to find you guys. I kind of lost you. There you are. There you guys are. We're gonna pull it up, and we're gonna read this stuff together. So you're gonna get my real-time reaction on what I think about these news stories that come up. This is going to be a participation type deal. If you're here, I'm glad you're here. Thank you. If you're watching this later in the VODs, thank you. Hit the thumbs up. If you're here, hit the thumbs up. Leave your comments in the comment section if you're watching on the VODs. If you're here live, you get to help create the show. Okay? Participation is encouraged via the super chat. I have a goal set up. I have 10 spots right there. Here's what we're going to do. If you choose to contribute to the channel, fantastic, great. And you have a news article from one of your favorite sites that you would like me to read, go over, and give my thoughts and opinions about, you can do so, and we will jump straight to yours. If there's one before you, it'll be in a queue, and we'll go in order of which they came. But that's what we're going to do. So right now I have WrestleZone pulled up. I have wrestlingnews.co pulled up. I have Cage Side Seats pulled up. And I have everyone's favorite. I have Fightful pulled up. All right. If you have a favorite wrestling site, something that at least people have heard of before, I don't want to visit some random site and pull it up and it's got 40,000 viruses on it. So please let it be a site that someone has heard of before and there's an article on it. Let me know what that article is, what the site is. I'll go to it. We'll go over it together. I'll give my thoughts and opinions about it, and we will start a little dialogue on them. So, and also, more importantly, let me know what you guys think about this new format. Is it something that you would like to tune into once a week or so just to hang out and chill? If you don't like it, hey, if you don't like it, man, you don't like it. Let me know. Just don't be an a-hole about it. Just say, hey, I'm not a fan, blah, blah, blah. I get it, man. I'm here for the feedback, bro. If you love it, let me know, man. We'll continue it. Let's set a little bit of mellow music. I don't want a lot, but I do want a little bit. Here we go. And let's get into it, man. Big Weezy said, I will watch this. This is already fun. This came off as a good idea to me, but not every idea I come up with, every idea I come up with is the best idea ever. So I need you guys to keep me grounded and say, hey, not so much this one, or that one's not bad. Let's get into it together, bro. Let's have a little fun. I'm gonna refresh just to make sure nothing new popped up. There we go. The first story I have selected to go over today, which I thought was a pretty good one. Eddie Kingston clarifies comments after claiming he knows who leaked AEW info. Okay, so what have I heard about this one? Apparently, there was a leak about Double or Nothing through Fightful. Fightful released the leak. Before I even read this, I don't think Eddie Kingston's issue was with Fightful. I think his beef would be with whoever it was that leaked the information to Fightful. You know, Fightful just doing their job. You know, I've met Eddie, and Eddie's a very reasonable guy. I mean, I think he understands that the media is going to do their job, but I could see him being upset with whoever it was that leaked the information to Fightful. But like I said, I don't know. Let's get into it together, man. Let's see. We have Eddie Kingston isn't a fan of backstage information being leaked to wrestling media. It says here, earlier this week, a report came out from Fightful Select regarding the finish of the AEW Double or Nothing main event between Hangman Page and Will Ospreay. Let's see, this information has been met with mixed reaction for a variety of reasons, but one AEW talent who isn't thrilled about the backstage news getting out is Eddie Kingston. The AEW star took to his Instagram stories following this report, claiming he knows who is responsible for the leak, for the leaking of the news. Posting following with this caption, quote, "People know who leaked it, you fucking jerk off," Eddie Kingston said in the post. Eddie Kingston does not mince words. Eddie Kingston is not going to give you the PC response that the average wrestler would give you, in case you did not know that about Eddie Kingston. All right. Update here. Sean Ross Stapp of Fightful read the following statement credited to Kingston, who reached out after the initial remarks caught traction. Kingston now says he doesn't actually know who spoke with Sapp, and he was just upset. He also apologized to Sapp for unintentionally causing him any problems. Quote, "You my dude, I have no idea who talked to you. I was just being a dick. Wanted to see who would maybe put themselves out by asking if I'm talking about them. But for real, the only thing that got me mad was a friend calling me a gatekeeper, and I have no idea what that means. My bad if I cause you problems. You can quote me if you want. So that's Eddie, man. That's Eddie in a nutshell. Eddie has no problem speaking his mind. Eddie has no problem saying what he has to say in the wrestling community. I mean, which is cool from a guy like Eddie, because Eddie is a level-headed guy. Eddie's a cool dude. If you pissed Eddie off, you probably did something to deserve it. So, at least from all accounts I've heard about Eddie Kingston. So, Eddie Kingston gave the following statement to PW Insider regarding his progress in returning to the ring. Here's something interesting. He says, "I'm not there. I have started running in the ring. I am still doing physical therapy, and I am mentally better. Yet again, as people know, it's a struggle, but being able to be in the ring again and work out with PT, physical therapy, and working out with Cesar Bonone is helping my mental health, let alone my body. I can finally feel the ball is moving in the right direction." So that's good news. You know, if it's truthful, I know there are plenty of times when wrestlers are giving updates on their injury status. They kind of like to undersell it to make that return a little bit more surprising and impactful and things like that. You know, so I wouldn't necessarily call that lying about it. I mean, but how many of us at different times have complained about, you know, too much news getting out? Kind of like what we just talked about with Eddie a few minutes ago. So it's nice to get a surprise here and there. So if Eddie is telling us that he's not there yet and then he pops out next week, you know, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So shout out to Eddie Kingston, man. Eddie is a cool dude. Hope he gets back in the ring as soon as possible. X that one out. What do we have next here? We'll come back to that one. And Dominic Mysterio. Have you guys seen Dominic Mysterio on Twitter lately? I actually opened my Twitter today and caught up on some things, and I'm looking at some posts from Dominic Mysterio. Dominic is low-key trying to get into an on-screen relationship with our girl Bailey. He is straight up creeping all over Bailey on Twitter, bro. Like, this guy has not had enough. This guy had Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan. Now it looks like he's getting ready to get Roxanne Perez too. Now he's trying to get Bailey. Keep in mind, this guy just got married. Dom just got IRL married. And he has like, man, bro, he's got the best resume. He's got the best kayfabe resume in all of wrestling these days. So good for him, man. Good for him. Let's go with Mariah May. So, according to Cage Side Seats, it appears that Mariah May removed from AEW website believed to be WWE bound. No official word on when her AEW contract is up, but the former women's champion is expected to sign with WWE as soon as it is. That could be it, man. That could be it. Who knows? Let's see. Let's see. We have fans have been trying to figure out what is going on with Mariah May. Since she exited AEW storylines following her Hollywood ending match with Timeless Tony Storm. Ah, man. Timeless Tony. And whoa. We have a $69 Canadian super chat from Wayne. Wayne, I'm not gonna chop your last name. I don't want to be a jerk. Holy moly, man. It says, Jesse, you're doing an amazing job. Wayne, thank you so much, man. That is so appreciated, bro. Holy crap. Thank you so much, Wayne. Wayne, is there anything that you would like to discuss in today's forum, sir? If there is, sir, please let me know. Thank you again. Man, that's a double, man. Shout out to Wayne. Thank you so much, brother. Holy smokes. Mariah May. Let's get back to Mariah May. Mariah, let's see. Reports have indicated the former AEW's women's champion is headed to WWE, but there haven't been any concrete signs things were headed that way. Until today, May 30th, when folks noticed that May has been removed from the roster page on AEW's website. That is very telling. They don't normally do that unless it's for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Because once she's up there, she's up there. It's not like someone has to go around and put her up there every week or every day. She's there. So if she's not there anymore, then someone told someone to take her down. It was not the social media team that woke up and said, I think I'm going to take Mariah May off. I don't think I want her up here anymore. That's not how it works. That means someone with the authority to do so said, hey, take her off the page. That's very indicative, man. And we're ending May. No pun intended. We're ending May. We'll be hitting June. And after about 24 hours or so. And could that be it? Could May have been the end of her deal? Maybe she's a free agent come June 2025. I'm not sure. Man, maybe if someone can find out when she signed, maybe we can do a little math and a little digging. But then there's always other factors that could extend the contract, things like that. So that probably won't help. But that's interesting if she was just randomly taken off AEW's website. I can't think of any other reason why that would be other than someone with knowledge knows that she is not returning. The same move preceded the departures of Ricky Starks and others. See what I mean? Like I said, I have not read this before. I have not read any of these articles before. Still no confirmation on the exact date May's AEW contract expires, but both PW Insider and Fightful say she's expected to start with WWE as soon as that happens. May first appeared in AEW as a Toni Storm fangirl, but eventually turned on her after winning the 2024 Owen Hart Cup tournament. That led to one of AEW's most successful storylines as Mariah beat Storm for the belt and held it until the Timeless one regained it at Grand Slam Australia, which led to the Revolution finale, which now appears to be May's AEW's finale as well. That's interesting. That's interesting, man. So when it was just up in the air and we didn't know, there was, everybody speculated she was out. Everybody assumed she was out, but there was no real indicator that she was. But her being removed from the website, along with the absence, it's kind of telling. It's kind of telling, we've had people go MIA off TV for quite some time, and they're still on the website. Camille is still on the website. I mean, plenty of people have gone MIA from TV and have still been there. And now Mariah May is taken off the website. I think that's very telling. She may be gone. Is it possible that this is all one big work? Sure. Is it possible that a deal could be struck between now and whenever anything happens? That is also possible. Someone can pick up a phone and say, okay, you got it. We'll pay you X. We want you to stay. Or maybe she's out the door. Time will tell until we get something concrete, man. So, Wayne, let me see if Wayne had something that he wanted covered before I go to the next story. Nope. Don't see anything from Wayne. Let's turn the audio up some. Not too loud. As a matter of fact, I want to check those levels before I go too much further. All right, that works. Let's see what else. Let's stick with cage side. I kind of like cage side seats, man. They normally have some pretty reliable stories up. Let's see. Here we go. Smackdown staying 3 hours. Wow. I'm sure everyone loves that. Let's see if I have the full story on that, because that's a part of their rumors of the day. And I want to find the full story on it. Let's see. WrestleVotes Radio claims that WWE SmackDown will remain a 3-hour broadcast for the quote foreseeable future. Meaning that contract says that they want 3 hours. Look, man, it seems that we're gonna have to get accustomed to the fact that if we want wrestling on our televisions, then we kind of have to go by what the networks want, since they are the ones with TV. If the network wants 3 hours, if you are providing content to your network, why would you not do 3 hours? And that's more revenue. You got to think about it like that too. It's more revenue for the network and for WWE. So the network's going to want it. The only people that don't want it are the fans. Guess who gets the shaft in that deal? I mean, what are you going to do, man? 3 hours of wrestling every night. Not every night, but every night that we have the show. It's a task. It is not fun. It is not a good thing. I mean, especially, you got to keep something in mind, guys. Keep something in mind. In case you haven't noticed this about society these days, the attention span is shrinking. That's why TikToks and YouTube Shorts and Instagram reels and things like that. That's why these things have exploded in popularity over the last few years. People don't have very long attention spans anymore. So the fans don't want a 3-hour show. That's man. Shit. It's gonna get, put it like this, man. Those shows are gonna get longer before they get shorter. They'll be 3.5 hours before we know it. Quaz, welcome. So we better adjust. We better adjust and figure it out going forward, because we're not getting rid of those 3-hour shows. I liked 90-minute shows. 90 minutes is fine. 2 hours is fine. 2 hours is fine as well. 3 is a chore, especially when it's 3 hours of filler. When you give us a 3-hour show and it's 30 minutes of interesting wrestling, that's kind of messed up, man. Now you're just sitting here holding us hostage for 2.5 hours. No one is sitting on the edge of their seats for 3 hours. They're all sitting here asking, when is this gonna be over? They dangle FOMO over our heads. Nobody wants to miss out on anything. They don't know when something interesting is gonna happen. Is it gonna happen in the beginning? Is it gonna happen in the middle? Are they saving the interesting parts for the end of the show? I mean, it's not a debate we're gonna win. We've been fighting this for years. I feel like if there was any kind of remote possibility that WWE could shorten the show to 2 hours, I think they would have, but I just think they can't. I mean, for multiple reasons. Clearly, the money is the first and foremost, the money part of it. Then you have the network. You want to make your network happy because you want a place to provide your content. And then they have these huge rosters. Bro, they have these humongous rosters. If they shorten the show, then it makes it harder for creative to provide story for the massive amount of people on their rosters. They have 3-hour shows, and it's already hard to fit everybody in. I suggested a long time ago, when AEW started, at its inception, I had the idea of starting a rotating roster. And it has to be a consistent rotating roster. It would give your creative team less to worry about because less of the roster will be there. But more importantly, it gives your roster time to rest their bodies. You have your roster going year round. They go year round until they can't go anymore. They don't get breaks until they get injured, basically. I mean, yeah, there's the times where people will request time off and things like that. Maybe take a little time off for a personal reason here or there. But for the most part, you are there until you are unable to be there. And that's just messed up. As a creative writer, what if you knew ahead of time that you have from I don't know, January through September to book Kenny Omega and the Elite and a certain number of people on the roster, and then you knew come September they were going away. You can write a story arc that begins in January and it has a lull and a build-up and it gets to a peak, and then you can write it off, and then you can write them off when you know it's time for their hiatus. They can go away in September. They could come back in December. It doesn't have to be like 6 months away, but give them a couple of months off, sure. I mean, and this is just it's just in theory at this point. They take off from September, maybe through the holidays or something like that, come back fresh again, and other talent will have a different rotator. So some talent didn't start in January. Some of them may not have started till June. And their arc goes through December, through January, and they might work from June to like March or something like that, or May maybe. Just it all staggers and rotates. Now, I'm not saying that would be easy to do, and you can always adjust for injury. If injuries happen, you can bring someone back early if they're able to. You might have people who are ready to come in case there is a major injury, things like that. You set things up just in case for these things to happen, but it may keep some of your roster healthier. And I mean, it's something to try. Maybe some people go strong for a year. I mean, but who knows? But the point is, it may save your creative team a little bit. I just thought that was something that they could try. Might not be worth it. Might be a terrible idea. But every major sports organization in the world has an off season. MLB, NBA, NFL, MLS. There's an off season. No one just performs year round. You know what I'm saying? 4 to 5 times a week, every week, year round, but pro wrestling. You know what I'm saying? And then you get hurt. Then they send you home. Then you sit home. Then you wonder if your spot is still there. You know what I'm saying? Then you wonder if the fans still care. That's a lot. That's a lot. I mean, so it gives the wrestlers scheduled time to spend with their families. Hey, I'll be home for a couple of months. You know what I'm saying? In this month, we can schedule a vacation. We can schedule this. We can schedule different things. I'm a family man. I know how time is precious at times. I got 3 different kids with 3 different kinds of schedules and things to do, and there's only 2 parents, so I get it. I just thought that would be interesting, man. Gus Lattice, I see you. I see you, Gus. Gus says, so between AEW and WWE, we're talking 12 hours of programming per week. Grown. That man, that sounds like. So we got what? 3 for Raw. We have 2 for Dynamite. That gives us 5. And then we have Smackdown. That's another 3. That's 8. And then we have Collision. That's 11. No, I'm sorry. That's 10. And then we get NXT. That's 12. And that's not even including pay-per-views. That's not even including, once a month. That's a lot. That is a lot, Gus. You are not wrong, man. Gus, thank you so much, man, for being a contributor to the channel, man. I appreciate you. I have another one here. I have Vince McMahon. Before I even read this, I heard about a story. I saw a post on YouTube. I don't do Twitter like I used to anymore, but I still do YouTube every day. And I saw a post that said Vince McMahon, there's a report saying that he was attempting to purchase WWE back from TKO. Wow. We knew this though, right? We knew he wasn't just going to sit at home and be a grandpa. We knew he wasn't going to be sitting out there watering the flowers. We knew he wasn't going to be out there, cutting the grass. This dude trying to get his company back. Izetta is here. What is going on with you? We knew that he wasn't done. But this story says Vince McMahon launches 14th and 14th and I investment firm for sports, media, and entertainment. He's launching an LLC. If he were to actually be interested in getting WWE back from TKO Holdings, it would take more than just Vince McMahon out of pocket. It would need a company. It would need investors. It would need an LLC, and he's positioning himself. He is positioning himself to buy his company back. The company is 14th and I. He would be the chairman, I'm assuming. We're going to read the article here. This guy, he does not like to lose. He does not like to lose. I saw something else on Vince McMahon in regards to the Janelle Grant case as well. You know, let's see what this article has to say. Where are we? We are on WrestlingNews.co. The title, again, is Vince McMahon launches 14th and I investment firm for sports, media, and entertainment. I mean, come on, man. That just sounds like, come on, man. Former WWE CEO and chairman Vince McMahon has started a new business venture, establishing an investment firm named 14th and I. This new entity would purpose opportunities across the sports, media, and entertainment sectors. Come on, man. Yep. According to Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics, public filings from September 20th, 2024 show McMahon registered 3 limited liability companies, LLCs, in Connecticut. 14th and I Holdings, LLC, 14th and I Holdings Investments, LLC, and 14th and I LLC Management. All 3 entities were formed in Delaware and share the same Stamford, Connecticut address as their principal office. Vince McMahon is named as the managing member for at least 2 of these, with 14th and I Holdings listed as a member of the others. Wow. Further indicating the firm's scope, 2 related trademark applications were filed on August 23rd, 2024 for 14th and I, just spelled with 2 different variations. These applications cover business classes for private equity fund investment and entertainment production, suggesting 14th and I intends to do both investment activities and development of scripted programming. He's coming back. Don't forget the rumors that we had a few weeks ago that he was trying to start his own company. As a matter of fact, wait. This makes sense. Maybe this is the company that he wanted to start. The 14th and I is the company he wants to start. It's just the investment company that he plans on using to get WWE back. The same friend. The thing about it is, there's no amount of money that Vince can offer TKO and Ari Emanuel to convince them that they actually want to do this business venture with Vince. They don't need to. They don't need his money. And WWE is a more profitable endeavor for them. No pun intended. But don't forget, Vince and Ari were supposedly friends. Rock is on the board. All this other stuff. You know, as a business venture, I don't see Ari Emanuel doing it. But for a friend, or maybe if this was all along in the plans to begin with, they might say, oh, well, you know what? We had it for a little bit. We made some coin on it. We'll still do business with them down the road. Go ahead and sell him his company back. That's crazy, man. That is crazy, bro. Man. Sinister, what's going on with you, man? Ankle says TKO will not sell to WWE. While I don't like Vince, one thing he would do if he started another wrestling company is put his show on Monday night against Raw or AEW. But here's the thing, Michael, it's not like there's any free nights out there to have a regular show. If Vince had another company, another show to put on, wherever he puts it, it's going to go head to head with somebody. Wherever it lands. But first, he would need a TV deal, which I'm sure he would not have a problem getting. I'm sure he would not have a problem getting a TV deal at all. Let's see. Where did that leave off? It says former WWE executive Brad Blum is serving as president of 14th and I. Blum's verified LinkedIn profile describes the company, quote, 14th and I is a private investment firm focused on the sports, media, and entertainment sectors. We are a disciplined, flexible, long-term capital and strategic partner primarily targeting buyouts, majority deals, as well as selective, growth-oriented minority investments. The description also says, we seek to partner with and empower exceptional management teams providing deep expertise, capability, and relationships to help drive significant long-term value. What in the hell does all of that mean? Oh my God, man. McMahon resigned from WWE and TK Group Holdings in January 2024 amidst serious allegations. He remains a defendant in multiple lawsuits, including one filed by former WWE employee Janelle Grant, alleging sexual assault and trafficking, which McMahon denies. Wow. This stuff is not even resolved. And I just saw something today that said John Laurinaitis was being dropped from the lawsuit by Janelle Grant. Johnny Ace is being dropped as a defendant. And now the lawsuit focuses on solely on, well, not solely, but the lawsuit focuses on not just Vince McMahon, but it still focuses on WWE as a company. So TKO is still not out of the woods in that one. That's crazy, man. That is crazy. This guy is trying to buy back the company that he put in an absolute shitstorm of allegations and lawsuits. That can't be a good bargaining chip for him. I mean, what is he? I mean, I don't understand. You know, I want to say that this is a long shot and it'll never happen, but I'm aware of who we're talking about here. Guys, keep in mind who we are talking about here. We're talking about Vincent Kennedy McMahon. And let's not forget the political pull that he has right now. You know what I'm saying? There's no point in going after him criminally. There's none. If they have an investigation going where they plan on charging him criminally, why? right before I hit the live button, I literally saw a report on TMZ that said Trump said that if Diddy is convicted, that he will look into getting Diddy a pardon. True story. True story. I don't get it. Like, what does this? I mean, does he know where the bodies are buried? You know what I'm saying? Like, how deep? How deep does his reach go? I don't know, man. Ooh, this one looks spicy. This one looks spicy. MVP. I'm back to cage side seats. Again, if you're just joining, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll refresh. I'll update those to the people who joined the stream late. We're trying a new concept out here. I mean, and I'm sure it's not newly invented, but it's new to this channel. We're just gonna pull up the local, not the local, but the latest wrestling news from the different websites that we may normally frequent, and we're gonna go over them. I want to give my thoughts on them, and we're just gonna shoot the shit about them, man. If you have an article that you want us to discuss, you can participate in the show. There is a goal set in the chat. I think I set it for $10. You reference me the website and the story. We'll pull it up and we'll talk about it together, and I'll give my thoughts on it. I just thought it was a nice little way to interact with you guys, to talk about the wrestling news rather than just sit back picking out the stories that I think that you guys want to hear about. I'll pick out some that I have here, and maybe there's something that I didn't even know about. And if you tell me, hey, Jesse, Fightful is reporting X, and X, what do you think about that? I'm like, oh shit, let me pull it up. Boom, 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 boom. We'll go over the article, thoughts on it, and so forth. So that's where we are now. Thanks for joining. Let's continue. Cage side seats. MVP says he has zero respect for Triple H, but it has nothing to do with race. Interesting. Let's see what we got. The industry veteran and current AEW star is once again addressing his issues with the man running WWE Creative. It says, around this time last year, Montel Vontavious Porter made headlines for some comments he shared about the end of the Hurt Business in WWE run. In those, MVP said that it was current WWE creative chief Paul Triple H Levesque who chose not to reunite the group in the company. 3/4 of the original act are now back together as the Hurt Syndicate in AEW, and seemed to agree with the follower who wrote, quote, "The Triple H era is emasculating black men." All right. That was the quote by someone else. Someone else wrote that, and it seems that MVP agreed. Because of that, many assumed that MVP was calling Levesque a racist. MVP later clarified, saying, "I don't know that he is, and I don't know what his motives are, but I never said he was a racist." All right. Recently, Porter, that quote came up in an interview with Belt Ideas. Asked how he thinks Levesque views talent of color and why. And this was MVP's reply. Quote, "Let's just say this. Bobby Lashley was a 2-time WWE champion, and after Triple H took over, Bobby Lashley was reduced to the mid card. Bobby Lashley is a bankable, marketable guy, and two-time WWE champion got reduced to mid card. Whatever. What I said specifically in response to the person on my Instagram page was that you see it. It's my opinion of how he chooses to book certain talents. Some people say all the time that, oh, MVP's just griping, MVP's just crying. Okay, well, just watch the program. Who were the people in the top spots under leadership? Who were given opportunities? And I'm not talking about NXT. I'm talking about the main show. I have my opinions based on my personal experiences. And at some point on my podcast and my YouTube show, I'll talk about it and I'll go into depth about my issues or what my issues are with that man. End quote. Wow. He seems that he has some thoughts, but he's kind of just pulling up short of saying exactly what they are. He continued again saying his issues with the former colleague have, quote, nothing to do with race, before wrapping up with a more specific plug for his own podcast. Quote, and I'll be honest with you, my issues with him have nothing to do with race. My issues have to do with him as a person and our personal interactions and things that he said, the things that he said and did that caused me to have zero respect for him. But I'll get into that on my show, marking out with MVP and Dwayne Sweezy. Wow. So MVP, he says, let's look at the numbers and look at who was in charge and look at the booking and things like that. MVP was the top guy. Triple H takes over. I'm sorry, Bobby Lashley was the top guy. Triple H takes over and he's no longer a top guy. You know, I don't think one wrestler is a big enough sample size to label someone something. We do know the infamous Triple H and Booker T feud that happened while Triple H, you know, had lots of pull in the company. Although he wasn't booking the show, we know how much pull him and Shawn Michaels have always had in WWE. Here's my thought on the elephant in the room with Triple H and race. Okay. And this is the part where it's going to be my opinion. All right. So, I mean, it could be completely wrong, off the mark, but it's just the feeling that I've gotten with Triple H. I feel like Triple H is going to book. I know Triple H has said, "Oh, I don't book race. I book talent." Yeah, it's bullshit. I think Triple H is going to book what he feels statistically would bring in the most money. And this is what I mean about that. So, historically and statistically, if you had, you know, let's say an Hispanic champion or a black champion, things like that, statistically, the white champions historically draw more. Okay? So Triple H will then book according to what it appears that the statistics say. So if he had a choice to say, I can book a black champion or a white champion right now, I think he will look at it and say, well, the white champion statistically will do more in the ratings and ticket sales and things like that. Now, that's not his fault, but being the leader of an industry, you have somewhat the ability to steer the narrative on what draws and what doesn't. I don't think he likes trying to buck the system like that. If statistically it was a black man would draw more than the white guy would for the ratings and the ticket sales and everything else, Triple H wouldn't be like, well, I don't like black people, so I ain't doing that. Triple H would be like, well, shit, if the black guy's gonna, draw more and everything like that, I'm gonna book more black champions. I think he's just gonna follow down the road and just try to not to rock the boat. Not saying he would never book a black champion, but how long is that guy gonna be champion versus when you get your next white champion, how long do you leave them as champion and things like who gets the most opportunities? Who are you gonna ascend up the ladder of hierarchy as you're booking your next superstars? I don't think Triple H cares, actually gives a crap if you're black or white as it pertains to booking, but he does care about the outcome of it. So if he finds out that booking this white guy is going to be more profitable than booking this Hispanic guy, he's going to choose the white guy. And I don't want to say that's wrong. I mean, it's, first off, when you're the chief of anything, you can do what the hell you want. He's the chief content officer. He can do whatever he wants. And if the statistics are saying that a white champion is more productive for WWE than a minority, and it's your job to bring in revenue, it's his job on the line. So you could say he's just trying to do his job to the best of his ability. You know what I'm saying? Does it make sense? If the statistics said that a female champion would draw more than a male champion, I don't think Triple H would be like, well, I like men champion better, so I'm gonna book. You know what I'm saying? He's just gonna go with the goddamn flow. Which, I mean, so in turn, I guess I would say I don't think he's a racist. I don't think Triple H is racist. I just don't think he cares either way. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of messed up because when you know right is right and wrong is wrong, if you know you have a black man that has been busting his ass, but you have a white guy that you feel will make more money, it seemed to me the right thing to do would be to reward your black champion. Leave him champion longer. But that's just me. That is just me. So I get the rep that he has, and that again, that program he had with Triple H back in the day is always gonna be there. That is always gonna be there. That will never go away. So if someone were to come out and say, I think Triple H is racist, I mean, how are you gonna argue with them? How are you gonna argue with them? The way that feud went was racist. That was the way that feud played out. That was some racist ass shit. And Booker will be the first to tell you behind a closed door. That was some racist ass shit. But that was then. That was way back then. He wasn't running the show. Someone in management could have put the kibosh on that and said, no, we're not doing that. Even if someone in management said, yes, say these things and do these things to Booker T, Triple H had enough political pull in the company to say, I'm not saying that shit. That's disrespectful to this man. I'm not doing that. No. He had that pull. So I don't want to hear, him come back and say, oh, well, that was Vince's call. I just went with what was... Motherfucker, look. You could have said no. Not everybody could have said no. I get that. You can't be fucking hornswoggle and go out there and tell management what you're not gonna do. That's not how this shit works. Not everybody can. Only a handful of people, a Randy Orton, a Shawn Michaels, an Undertaker, a Dwayne, a Triple H, can go to management and say, not doing it that way. We'll do it, blah, blah, blah. I'll go over, but I'm not saying this shit. I'm not saying people like you were meant to serve people like me to this black man on national television. Are you out of your damn mind? No. The flip side to that coin is that could have been Triple H's idea. Hey, Vince. We should go out there and do this and say this. we should say all this kind of racy ass shit. And Vince like, yeah, do it. You know what I'm saying? So just as well as it could have been, that was all Vince. It also could have been Triple H pushing for it to be done. We don't know that part, but here's what we do know. Triple H had the ability to put the kibosh on that shit. He had the ability to keep this shit within the just pro wrestling lane. Hey, look, man. Let's just keep this shit pro wrestling. That's it. Let's not fucking leave all this. Booker T's a great wrestler. He's coming from WCW. I want to do a program with him. Let's just leave it like that. Why we gotta add all this? No. That's where my trust with Triple H ends. I think he had the ability to stop that. So, guys, I think we are going to wrap it. I wanted to do about an hour or so. I didn't want to make it too long because I did want to make it something manageable for people listening in the VODs to palate, and it's not like a huge long drug out podcast. So we're gonna wrap it up. I sincerely want to know what you guys thought of the idea of this show going forward. So if you're watching on demand later, please leave a comment and let me know. Let me know if you've gotten this far into the show from the VODs, because I really want to know that as well. I want to see if this hour show was too long, if I should shorten it up, or what do you think about the concept? I'm also trying to figure out what day, what time of the day to do a show like this. I thought about doing it in the mornings for the people who get up and go to work in the mornings, for the people who get up and go to school in the mornings. So I don't know how many other wrestling podcasters are up in the mornings doing live streams. I don't know, because I'm mostly not up listening to podcasters in the morning. I know there's afternoon podcasters. I know there's evening podcasters for sure. And also, even if you're not up in the morning when I'm live, if you get up in the morning when I'm not live, you still have that fresh show that was just recorded for you in the morning. Let me know what you guys think. Henry says you love it. You love it. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you. So we're going to wrap this one up. I am paying a lot of attention to the comment section. So do me a favor. Let me know in the comment section that you made it this far. And I will see you guys soon, because I want to do this again and see what you guys really think about it. Thanks a lot for everybody who showed up. I will see you guys next time. Peace.
We took it and dropped it and rang hard through the city and suburban streets and prison yards, and we was like, oh God, what's all this commotion? They bum rushing us like we stars. Some rappers was fast, others was slow, but that flipping and pimping shit was all on. Now here it is 8 years later, through the tears, bad deals, death, trials, and tribulations. We done watched the whole nation and music evolve off what? Our little creation, and even our own people played a part in operation. Keep drama out the game, but I bet they all gon' remember our names, 'cause we still capable of rechanging the game. Put a new face on it, bring tears to the eyes of those that waited on it. Who that is? War life niggas, y'all need to quit hating on it.